Hi, this is Praios. I'm a professional gambler. Today we look into another video from Phil Galfond. He was hunting for a WSOP, no, WSOP is correct, bracelet, and this will be No Limit Holdem, and we will also see some high stakes PLO. At least this is what the video promises. We will look into the hands, see if he played everything correct. We will use PLO Trainer, a solver, to get this figured out. Yeah, let's jump into the action. If you consider pushing your game to the next level, I have a lot of useful programs linked in the description. Let's go. Why is Phil Galfond?
So 112 people entered this 5K freeze out. Freeze out meaning one entry. So, you know, who knows how long we'll make it. And there's a 500 that just started. So I guess I'll just hop in. So easy call here. I mean, you can 4-bet, but I think just call is the play. Checking range on this flop.
Not even sure if you should call this. I mean, he's raising under the gun, getting 3-bet. This is not a strong hand from these positions. At least I think not. Sure. I mean, if it's a tight player, you probably might be able to fold. But yeah, I'm a No Limit Holdem noob, so don't pay too much attention to what I say. But I think Phil Galfond isn't any better. Yeah, if any tournament pro or someone who knows what he's doing with ICM knows, let me know in the comments or in chat.
Not a great flop for my hand. Not a fantastic flop for my range. I'm going to have more of the like low pocket pairs than he's going to have. He's going to have a lot of high cards. Even his, quote unquote 3-bet bluffs are going to be, king, jack, king, queen. He's going small enough that I'm not going to fold ace, queen just yet. And I don't really want to be raising. I feel like I could raise this hand like with an ace of diamonds sometime. I don't know. But not this one. Did not spike my straight on the turn.
Nap shake. Always opponents checks back.
And have nothing on the river. So how low are we in our range? Jack 9 suited.
Quite low. The opponent might also be having like jacks or queens. The question is he folding on the river? Maybe not. Yeah, let's see what Phil Galfond decides.
Queen jack, queen 9 suited. All of those only suited. We're pretty low on our range. Ace jack.
Yeah, very low in his range. So that's usually a good indicator if you should bluff or not. So if you are very low in range, bluffing often makes sense.
We're very low on our range, actually. But do I want to bluff? I think probably.
It should be close, I think. I wouldn't hate an overbet, because then you put hands like queen, queen, jack, jack really to the test.
If you don't bluff with this, it's...
Nap call. What the... Why the hell is he checking turn?
Just like... Oh, nice play. Checking back king, king. It's just hard to...
But he got the maximum out of his hand, but... Wow, I think checking back turn is not what he should do. And that's what I said. I mean, his range probably is very, very strong, and ace queen could be a fold here.
Bluff enough, basically, because my only so I have tons of like 10 10 8 8 king 10 king jack king queen ace king, probably not, maybe, but it's just really tough to find enough bluffs. Like I said, queen jack suited, jack 9 suited, queen 9 suited, ace jack.
Yeah, I was not sure how important balancing really is in tournaments where you don't play that often against these guys. And he's also not a tournament regular, so people will not have decent reads on him. But yeah, from a theory standpoint, you definitely should find enough bluffs.
Ace jack offsuit, call pre-flop, probably. I probably don't need to bluff all of my ace queen offsuits. I'm not really sure. But I'm just...
Oh, free play, nice.
Just attempting to be roughly balanced in a spot where I don't have any strong reason to believe that he's going to be underfolding or overfolding.
I mean, this is not great for the small blind, but it's also not great for the checking range in the BB. So yeah, check seems fine. Could also fire small. I mean, to get all the rubbish to fold. So I wouldn't hate a bet. I wouldn't hate check too.
I'm not sure about that one, but it's got to be at least okay.
Yeah,
certainly,
sure.
like if I'm not supposed to bluff all my ace queens, I should be bluffing ones with a diamond, which I did not have. King queen offsuit, weird one against a raise and a call. It's obviously a decent 3-betting hand. I guess we'll do it.
It's okay to 3-bet as you block. You block queens, you block kings. Calling, I also don't know if calling is an option. I mean, hand on paper isn't too bad, but it isn't great either. I would like it suited obviously more, but yeah, I guess 3-betting is a good line against 2 late position guys. One guy seemed to have folded, and now it's on Phil on the flop. Not a great flop. Oh, let's see what he does. Would also be good to have reads on his opponents.
It's a bad flop for us because we're going to be up against a lot of
I mean, his opponent was just calling, and this could be like something like 9-10, Jack-10, Queen-10, King-Jack, 8-8. This could also be in his range. So yeah, I think not. I mean, he could check back. Could also bet small. I like both. Looks like he's going for the small bet.
Not liking this flop, Jack A deuce, because it just seems like he has a lot of pocket pairs, but
this makes Jack in his opponent's hands less likely. But do we want to continue? Not sure. Days.
a couple of tough hands going on.
Looks like Phil also is not knowing what to do. Yeah, checking is definitely the safer line.
Do we want to see bet turn? I think we don't want to see bet turn. We're going to lose that pot unless he has 7s and decides not to bluff.
Looks like, I mean, can he be good? Very unlikely. Even ace-high beats him. 10 Jack now beats, but it might bluff. So yeah, I think he lost. But I also don't see a point in bluffing. So yeah, I think checking is okay and be okay with losing the pot.
Okay.
Great.
Did not have a pocket pair.
Wrapping.
Ace queen offsuit. Just under 30 big blinds. We'll see if we can make something happen.
We just called. I like it.
And we have an interesting flop here. We got 4 times pot remaining. He's betting small, which he might do with his full range. I'm not raising.
Yeah, I like
yet.
the call.
Don't really want to isolate myself. Like if I'm raising.
I wonder if this side's not allowing trackers. I mean, if a site allows Holdem Manager, you should definitely use it, as it's giving you so much additional information. But yeah, this might be not allowed on this side. I also have it linked below. It's, for example, allowed on PokerStars, and it's giving you so much additional information and also abilities to analyze your game later. So this is definitely information you don't want to leave on the table. So yeah, if you don't have it yet, definitely get it if you play on sites where trackers are allowed.
He's just probably folding 8s if I make a big enough raise. Bad turn for me, given that he's going to have all the ace king and I'm not. I kind of don't think that he's
checking. Interesting. Think you want to check back?
Got ace king. I don't think he has a big hand because I don't think he expects me to bet too often. What am I hoping he has though? I don't know. think it's just too thin to start going for value.
I like.
And
It's small. I mean, we have to pay him off. Could also be good. Might bluffing after we showed so much weakness. Yeah, definitely calling. Could even value bet worse. So yeah, easy call.
Against the small bet, we're going to call ace queen, not raise.
Yeah, value bet worse.
The Life Shoe Aquatic says, thanks for making the first 2 hours of Espinolin's hand history review free. I'm now addicted and contributed to your bankroll today. Yeah, you're very welcome. So for those who don't know, Espen, who just won the World Series of Poker main event, he finaled the WSOP main event online last year, and he's coach at Run It Once, runitonce.com, and he made a series.
Yeah, I also got links to Run It Once and to, what is it called? The PLO Mastermind. I think, I'm not sure. Run It Once might have non-PLO content as well, but yeah, PLO Mastermind, as the name already suggests, is for PLO content only. And yeah, if you are not that advanced yet, have great learning resources on both of these sides.
Well, he's actually in the middle of a series. He didn't finish it. Reviewing his play from last year's main event final table run. And we made the first 2 videos of that series free for everybody to celebrate him winning the main event. But yeah, you can probably find them on runonce.com and just pro videos, filter by Espen. Is this a shove with king, queen off? It really might be, but no.
I have no fucking idea if it's a shove. Don't know that much about ICM. This guy, the King of Fortune, raises quite early, so it might be shove. I have no clue.
I'm just gonna call. Should have shoved. Flop top pair. I don't want to play this.
This looks decent. I think maybe it's time to start betting, and a lot of stuff can call him on the pair and open-ender stuff, and yeah. Not the greatest card, but to be honest, how many flush draws, check back, flop? I mean, it's a possibility, but yeah, still, I think value betting is fine. Maybe even for more money.
I guess we'll go with small bet. It feels like, no, I don't think it's thin.
If he's getting raised, it's very tough.
But I think big bet's too much. You run into,
but he might induce with such size.
Better hands too often. If we do get shoved on,
yeah, at least in a very interesting spot.
Flushes make sense. Because you shove a straight. Yeah. Straights make sense. It all kind of makes sense.
But for shoving a straight, she or he has to have checked back the flop with the straight. Also didn't recognize that his 2-pair might have gotten counterfied, but yeah, I mean, it's not, I mean, a 4 is not that great of a concern, not that many 4s. People's playing range, unless this is a huge fish or a very loose player. Yeah, that was my concern with this bet size, that we might induce. I mean, she didn't show any strength on any street. No, all the money should go in. I mean, I have no clue what to do. You're getting also a very good price.
We're not going to see boats here very often at all. Flushes, straights. What are the...
Yeah, I also think the boat is quite unlikely, given how it went down and all blockers. And yeah, the pre-flop action. Could be a flush. Flush is actually the most likely holding of a...
Bluff's going to be ace of spades with the queen.
I mean, this could just be a random bluff, because maybe the dude or the woman just assume that this is weak. Yeah, call and see what happens.
Ace of spades with a jack. Queen 10 of diamonds. No, probably not. I just don't think we're going to see enough. I think the bluffs are too hard to find, even though my pot odds are really good there. I really enjoy triple draw, limit triple draw, and pot limit triple draw. No limit single draw, I don't really like. I find it kind of slow and boring, and you don't see it spread by itself very often, only in mixed games. So I don't think no limit single draw is a game. Should be high up on your list of games to learn. I guess we'll put it that way. It depends why you want to learn and
take the free play.
What it means to you to be good at obscure games. But
all the 500.
Third pot bet with a pair. I guess I'm calling, but this guy's been pretty passive in the few pots we played, so I'm not excited.
Thanks. Bet again.
It's very tempting to just
for free showdown and
protect my hand, but
I would do.
I don't know if it's a good play.
Yeah, I like. Bet small. Check behind.
I'll try it.
Rivers.
Just try to fold out his, bluffs essentially from the
Back.
flop, and now we're gonna check, and I guess we're probably gonna lose, but maybe he has like
so
ace deuce of hearts or something. Okay,
wow,
just trips. Yeah, so he's betting. I mean, it's the first hand he's bet in the 3 pots we played, I feel like, on the flop, and he had top pair, so it's worth noting. Not that I'm going to be around this tournament much longer, so why not? But I think those same skills that make you a great hand reader or great at adjusting to opponents, just strong critical thinking skills, those still matter very much in the post-solver era. Too curious. I'm going to open the heads up match and see how they're doing as I get all in, and looking pretty good so far.
Losing.
Not my river. So I'm out of the 5K bracelet event. I'm down to...
Can't wait for the PLO action.
1 table, so I'm really going to need some PLO action. I guess we'll open the other heads up match to keep an eye on it. I don't really know. Let's just call.
Okay.
Pretty good flop for me. I'm
very
not going to raise this hand, just call.
Yeah. Calling is fine.
I mean, this hand could be a raise or...
Ooh. This could be actually a good bluff. As he blocks the 10s, he blocks diamond. Don't think he's good usually.
A fold or a call. It could be anything. It could be anything.
I mean, if you use any blockers, these has to be it, right?
Thing I want it to be. It's a really interesting run out.
Come on, make the hand interesting and raise it up. If he has no balls, then fold.
So what I'm beating is like the ace-4 of spades type hands that he gave up with on the turn, of which there are a lot of.
I mean, he could actually be good. I mean, calling would be an option too.
But maybe not that many.
That's right.
And I'm losing to a lot of stuff as well. So thing is, a lot of Queen X bets the turn, but not like, I don't know. I want to call to see.
He's going for the call.
Ace ace. That makes sense.
I mean, do we get him at off ace ace? Possible, not sure. I mean, he's having the ace of diamond blocker, so he might not be interested in folding, or might even reshove on us. I mean, this is not possible if we just shove. Yeah, I'm not sure the bluff would have worked out.
Yoshi asks, who's the best poker player you ever played with if you had to pick one? Probably, I mean, it's hard to say. It's harder to find best. So I'm actually going to go with Doyle Brunson because...
What the fuck?
He, in his 80s, plays...
No way that Doyle Brunson is the best. I mean, for his age, he might be playing well, but... I mean, no way he's the best one.
Very well, like in his 80s and well past his like prime poker playing days plays it, like competes with the best and still can do it. And so in his prime against the players of, 50 years ago, he must have been just like light years ahead of them. I just can't imagine how far ahead he was, and how much talent it takes to stay at his level at his age, when so many players who are even over the age of 45, who were doing well, 15 years ago, can't compete at that level anymore. Doyle in his 80s is doing it. Whatever with his hand.
Okay.
Here with ace king, I guess I'll go for the bet. Obviously, I'm losing to ace queen and ace 10. I'm losing to king jack. I'm losing to boats, but still a value bet. Hey, there's a seat at 2550 PLO. I guess we're going to play because we're one tabling and it's slow. All right, so we got jacks. We're going to play.
But do we re-raise though?
I don't know if I should raise or call. I think I'm going to raise.
Yeah, I would raise. Oh, but yeah, don't know.
Pretty big when squeezing from the big blind. It's snap called.
Both guys
a couple of times.
Ooh. I guess we have to go with it.
And I really don't know. I kind of like check shoving.
Nah.
To try to make the most out of pocket pairs.
It sucks
protect
if
our
they
hand.
check back.
Like, I think sevens feel very tempted to protect their hand here.
Yeah, I like his line, but yeah, it would just suck.
I kind of feel like a smaller raise now looks like shove doesn't look very bluffy, so let's just go with. You can't type in your bets here. It's kind of annoying. That amount. And just hope for the best. I mean, if he's got a speed, he's got a speed.
This also doesn't look very bluffy.
Okay.
Maybe even less.
PLO, we're playing a hand.
Yes.
First time we're dealt, actually. We're playing in the big blind.
Oh, 6
Les Brown, you're welcome. Thanks for tuning in. And for chatting.
Oh, 8-handed it
actually we're going to check call here.
Yeah, okay. Looks
might not even need a raising range against under the gun 8-handed on this board. I'm not sure.
Ooh,
it's kind of a dicey turn.
Oh, not really nuts.
I mean, I'm not going to fold yet, but
yeah, very ugly.
It's not looking great. I'm dead against value, except for my jack of spades out.
Wow. Under the gun range has to be very aces, kings, ace king high.
These are not good blockers to call with. I have plenty of king
like
6 and ace king and that stuff. Obviously opening aces under the gun. Ace 10 offsuit, gonna fold.
Yep.
So aces with the nut flush draw would certainly be a bet on this flop. I think this still might be a bet. It's a nice hand to clear up equity.
That seems okay. I think the sizing.
And I just have one pair.
Seems a bit smallish.
It's a little bit tough to be beat by one player both ways. So, like stronger flush draw and stronger made hand. So I need to use.
Yeah, I would have bet
not all full cards necessarily, but I need to use a lot of cards.
In tough spots.
Now, had Tesla raised flop, I can go with it against him, but now I think multi-way is just a fold.
Yep.
Get a 3-bet. Going to be an easy call. And we will head to the flop. Mediocre flop. It's a pretty bad flop for his range. He's going to flop almost no sets or 2-pair on this board. And not a lot of straight draws either. So I'd actually expect him to check quite a bit.
I think you would bet most of the time.
Easy defense on the right. Here's a half pot c-bet.
Yeah, call.
I guess thinking that I, with this board really often too, or maybe he has a hand that he really wants to bet. My hand's just an easy call.
I think Shoving could be even
Yeah,
good if
turn
you
the
think that he can fold
literal
aces.
best card in the deck that we could have turned.
Yep, solid turn.
And
And
we're
he
gonna get
wants
it
to
in.
go with it. And yeah, nice hand. Oh, yes. Strong one too.
Yeah, pretty standard all
But
around.
yeah, Phil holds.
Ace 8. Do we want to value bet? Maybe.
Ugh. No. I think that
Ace King 5-4 is a decent
seems
hand, but
very thin.
can't
Ace 8.
do it here.
Better
We
to
got queens
use a bluff,
everywhere,
right?
so the PLO queens are just calling, but the no limit queens,
Yeah.
no limit queens are raising.
Limit queens.
I think this actually number is
Nice.
fine. Get check too on Ace 7-3, slightly surprising. I'm gonna check this hand. Betting is very reasonable though. Maybe I even should bet this hand.
Checking is good.
Like
It's
having an
often
outs
pot
with 3, we're
controlling, but not
calling with
folding.
queens here. We
Oof.
are behind pocket aces. That's quite unfortunate. And we're going to check queens here again.
Yeah, checking down the queens. Seems like a decent plan.
We're going to showdown, probably lose with our queens.
Yeah. Like I
Okay,
said, he's
ace jack
having like
9-4.
an... This is
Relatively standard.
very...
from him.
I think this open might have been...
And queens, I think, is pretty dicey, but I'm going to call queen, queen, 5-4. And we get into a dicey spot right away on the flop because we're up against kings with spades or aces with spades. We're wrecked.
He wants to go with
But I
it.
don't think we get to fold.
I think he cannot get away. But the question is just calling better. I think it is, as his opponent is obviously not folding.
So sometimes he can have, you know, ace jack 10-9.
I think his opponent is never folding here, but he might be folding turns, which we don't improve on. So I think calling against the size that's definitely committing him is calling is the way to go.
And we're in great shape, so I don't think we get to fold. But this is not great. And the question is, do we get it in now or wait?
Wait.
I kind of feel like I'm crushed for some reason.
But he also does not have that big of an incentive to just pot it. He has like aces with the nut flush draw because he wants to entice action. He wants to keep smaller flush draws in. So if he's, so that's what I think when I see such a bet. I think he probably has like aces with no backup or something.
I'm just gonna get in now after tanking for 100 minutes. Okay, we're actually in very good shape, but we lose. Oh no, we win.
I mean, this would not have changed the outcome. I think we still call off on the turn and everything is the same. But yeah, I think calling is the way to go. But probably does not make that
makes sense.
Huge of a difference.
I think I heard an extra beep. Yeah, I did.
This might not even be an open.
PLO action. How do we want to do this?
Deuce 4, Jack 10.
We'll do it this way.
Yeah. Oh.
Anyone know who Christ is Lord? I mean, I know who Jesus Christ is, but Christ is Lord. Do you know who he is? Check back flop.
Well played so far.
Call turn.
Yeah. I wouldn't hate if he just raises turn. Put in a little bluff with most likely some equity, but yeah. Calling should be standard.
The heads up match has resumed. I'll just keep that off to the side for me. And then I'm got
very low in his range. Yeah, bluffing seems reasonable.
a bluff river. Really unhappy about it though.
Yeah, same here. Oh, full
Because
pot.
I don't know why I think he's calling, but ace 9 blockers, bottom, absolute bottom of my range. That's just a very clear bluff. And pot is the sizing. I'm repping queen 9 and ace 9, or ace queen and ace 9.
Nice, it worked.
8-8 deuce deuce. We're gonna 3-bet. Nope. Every time I say that, he limps.
I think this is probably not a 3-bet. Pretty sure it's not a 3-bet. Let's find out. First time in sport where we can actually use a solver. So it is this and this. 100 BB stack. Race port download. Wait, you deuce. Oh, Phil is right. Looks like Phil is right. It's goes to 3-bet even with just one suit. Okay. Seems like Phil's doing his homework.
Okay, so he's limp folded. Has he limp folded twice now?
Yeah, it's strange play to limp fold.
This is a check. It's almost a bet, and it wouldn't be the worst bet.
Now betting seems...
Turn gets a lot closer. I'm going to go ahead and bet the turn. It's kind of a value protection, good cards in my hand related to the board bet, and now we just show down despite having the ace of diamonds.
Definitely showing down.
He did not 3-bet king, 10-9. So, I mean, this is not, like, it's clearly not correct.
Seems like
to not 3-bet that hand. And limp folding is not, I mean, it is a thing, actually. Limp folding is not totally unreasonable, but a lot of players don't do it. I'm going to mark him as a non-pro for now.
Yeah. Seems
obviously, he might be a pro in a different format. And obviously, you know, judging somebody off of one or two hands is not the...
betting like 1/3.
Not always the way to go, but...
yeah,
like, I think it's better to start with, you know, potential reads than to ignore all.
Yep.
Ignore all reads entirely.
Yeah, call for now.
Gonna check call here.
We don't see what happened in this end, unfortunately.
Oh, now we have the nuts. When he checks back turn, he's not going to have a lot of 2-pair on the turn, especially because like flop 2-pair are still good enough to bet. So I'm going to go for the check raise. Hope he rivered ace deuce. Or finds a bluff.
I think I personally would bet myself. As the player strikes me so far, he seems not that bluffy. And yeah, I think... yeah, he will most likely check back and we want to extract some value. He might be pot controlling with something which he calls but checks back otherwise. So I would have bet, but seems like Phil's plan works out greatly. Maybe he just has the ace deuce.
So the thought process there is based, I mean, obviously sometimes with the nuts you check raise river, but I think in this spot in particular, I like going for it more than most because...
yeah, I would bet most of the time here. Unless I have the read that he would step a lot, and checking obviously becomes way more attractive.
Like his value range on the flop is like queen 5 plus or whatever, stuff like that. And those are the hands I'm looking to get called by, but when he checks the turn, he doesn't have those so much anymore. So I need to hope that he rivered something, or I instead hope that he rivered something that can call me, and most of the hands that he rivers that can call me can bet themselves.
Yeah, betting and checking both are fine with the hand, but we don't see what
sevens.
Happens.
I have no clue.
Ooh, sevens. Quite early raise. Also don't have that many BBs. I mean, if it's a loose player, I would definitely shove, I think. But against the rack, oof. Is calling an option? Probably. I have no idea.
Am I going to rip them in? No, I'm just going to call. I don't know. I'm so bad at no-limit tournaments.
Oh, this looks like an okay-ish flop for the sevens. All ones?
Not going to fold sevens. Am I just going to raise, get it in? I think I'm just going to call. But I do struggle. Like, I end up being too passive in no-limit tournaments. I know that.
Ooh, 2 callers.
Here with sevens, I mean, I probably lose.
Turn. I would fold. I mean, there's another guy in the pot
I don't think
too.
I win. I'm going to make a tight fold.
Yeah, I think that's a good fold. Wow, ace-10
Okay,
gets
good
there
fold
on the
me.
river. I think maybe Phil should have... maybe betting
The other
turns off a
player
tough
had
one.
eights, so I lost to both of them. Queens. It's a weird, like, I'm actually just going to call again with queens. This time because, I mean, this time I'm hoping for action behind me.
Yeah, I think the problem with queens just calling is so often a king or an ace shows up on the flop and then your hand is garbage. It's way better to slow play aces or kings in my opinion than queens.
Seems like it's going to be hard to lose this no limit hold'em hand,
but
although
it's
famous
also
last
hard
words.
for your opponent to have something, so I
Check
would
back
check.
queens.
Yeah. Yeah, just calling.
Here with queens.
Yeah, river, we just get in.
I'm gonna half pot. This is weird.
Half pot.
I don't really know.
I would overbet sharp.
Spot. We'll raise here. Get snapped. Against queens, he had a 9 on the turn. Okay.
I'd have called.
Do we just? I don't think we jam.
I think we want to raise still. Yeah. Oh, still no pair. Yeah, like the sizing.
C-bet and obviously go with the 8s. Not that I expect to get raised too often, but sometimes. There we go.
Get it in, whatever.
I think just rip it in here. He's gonna have some worse hands for value, and I can just rip in like king 5 suited and stuff. Gonna check call with a gut shot.
Ooh.
Wow, he had a big hand. That's gonna be the end of me. Oh, we missed the re-entry period. All right, so no more tournaments. We're gonna update the the title momentarily. I'm gonna raise anything decent. He's doing a lot of like.
I would.
He hasn't limp re-raised, and he's doing a lot of.
Yeah, okay, if he's doing a lot of limp folding, but this hand sucks. I would not have raised this against a limp. This is junk. And yeah, checking is also fine, I think. But yeah, betting.
We're calling him folding. So I think anything decent makes a good raise. Awkward spot on the turn. I'm gonna bluff.
Question is if you want to continue bluffing on the river.
Very connected board, and like a limp calling range struggles to defend on that board, and I have, you know, the right amount of equity that like doesn't want to bet call, but is happy to, or sorry, doesn't want to check call, but can bluff. Good flop.
But we don't
Let's
see what
bet.
happens there. Ooh.
Get check raised, easy call.
Yep.
Note that he did earlier check raise with a weak top pair, so the equivalent of like king jack here. Now he checks again.
Want to check or bet small? Bet small.
Guess we're going small bet again. Or we thought about small bet last time. We didn't do it. This time we will small bet. This is maybe... Uh-oh. This is not good. I'm going to start by calling.
Dude is having it. Pretty sure. I'm very scared at this point.
It's just interesting. I guess like...
But very hard to get
last
away.
Time if he's thinking about the last hand, I didn't bet the last time. So sometimes when people think back to a previous hand, they like want it to play out like it did last time.
I hate it.
Man, I
hate it so much.
I have to hope that he's value betting the same hand or worse. And then potentially some random bluffs. I just am not ready to fold this without more reads against him.
Yeah.
But that's what I usually
exactly
see.
What I thought, but very hard to get away.
I think maybe I could. What could I do differently? I mean, I can obviously fold river, but
yeah, I think on the river, debatable, but without many reads, probably fold. But yeah, his line looked so strong. I mean, who is bluffing like this? Check raise flop, check raise turn, and then betting very big on the river. It looked so much like Jack Jack or Jack 7.
I'm not really supposed to. He just hasn't been very bluffy yet. He's been very straightforward so far. Here, this is kind of a weird spot and sizing.
Probably like deuces.
I mean, it's so cheap. I'm gonna pay it off and find out. But yeah.
Yeah, jacks. Oh, it's even higher up. And
I do have to be a little more disciplined.
No,
we
hit and run.
The H&R. That's okay. Yeah, I have a feeling we're not going to find more action. So we might call it quits on the earlier side tonight, which is, you know, oh, we have 1,000 viewers now, which is more than we've had in a while. So it's kind of a bummer to potentially quit.
I wonder how many viewers I got.
I mean, we can't really force action. We're sitting.
One?
Zepha says, sorry for hit and running, but I had a 5K stop win and 20K stop loss. 5,100 too big for me.
See if
all good.
Anyone said
I appreciate the action. Oh, it was fun.
Very glad that you are here.
Zepha, I'm glad. Thanks that was the highest you've ever played. Then I'm
seems like we got one viewer.
Well done. I don't recommend doing that again.
Old.
But it is fun to take a shot, have a good stop loss and a stop win in mind. As long
I think stop win is sort of bullshit if you're in a good spot, taking a shot and up a lot. I think you should continue as long as you feel good and the game is juicy. I never had a stop win. This is, although I know a lot of people, I think this is wrong, but people actually do things like that. And they are up a lot, they feel like quitting, and because they would regret it too much if they end up losing everything back. But yeah, now nobody can predict the future and knows what will happen. So I would always continue if I still feel fresh enough. Yeah, top win. I think is this even an expression? I didn't heard it that often, but I had a friend of mine back in the day when the games were very juicy, and he was like, I want to win 10K every month, and most of the time he reached that goal after like whatever 3 days of playing, and then he had like 27 days off. But yeah, this was obviously very stupid, but because very soon the games got way tougher and he could have made so much money. But he enjoyed life instead. But yeah, this would be like life-changing wealth he could have accumulated instead. Grinding through like 2 or 3 years of how long ever the games were very good. Then he could have retired after a few years. But yeah, he just took the wrong approach.
Because it's within your means. All right, I think I just don't really, I mean, like, if I knew that I was going to maybe get some action, I would stick around, but I think there's no hope. So thank you all for tuning in today. No good runs, no heaters at high stakes PLO. I appreciate all the thoughtful questions and kind comments. And I don't know when the next time I'll be streaming is, but I look forward to seeing many of you again, whenever that is. Thanks for hanging out and thanks for watching. I signing off. I will see you next time, whenever.
Yeah, I also appreciate Phil's content, especially when he's playing live, because yeah, this gives me material for my videos. And yeah, so we have to sign out as well because we ran out of content, unfortunately. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, this was fun, although not sure how much you could learn because no limit. Neither Phil nor I are experts. I mean, we played it quite a lot back in the day, but yeah, when the theory wasn't as much involved as that, and we are both cash game players and no tournament guys. So yeah, whatever. Like, subscribe, follow, all the good things. Yeah, bye until next time.